What is deforestation? Deforestation is the process whereby natural forests are cleared through logging and burning, either to use the growing woods or to replace the area for alternative uses. What is the extent of deforestation? 12 to 15 million hectares of forest are lost each year, the equivalent of 36 football fields per minute.
What are the effects of deforestation? Number 1. Reduced biodiversity. Deforestation and forest degradation can cause biodiversity to decline. When forest cover is removed, wildlife is deprived of habitat and becomes more vulnerable to hunting. Considering that about 80% of the world's documented species can be found in tropical rainforests, deforestation puts at risk a majority of the Earth's biodiversity.
Number 2. Release of greenhouse gas emissions. Deforestation causes 15% of global greenhouse gas releases. One-third of these carbon dioxide emissions are caused by human activity. Number 3. Disrupted water cycles. As a result of deforestation, trees no longer evaporate groundwater, causing the local climate to be drier.
Number 4. Increased soil erosion. Deforestation accelerates rates of soil erosion by increasing runoff and reducing the protection of the soil from trees.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, and the tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Made to feel the way that every child should sit and listen.
Let's find out what the name is, shall we? Well, there you have it. Landforms look the way they do because of erosion. Think of erosion like this. Imagine a lollipop. If you toss a lollipop into your mouth and suck on it for a really long time, the lollipop begins to get smaller and smaller. That's because your tongue slowly wears down the surface of the lollipop by removing little tiny pieces. Well, the surface of the earth is just like the surface of a lollipop, but instead of a tongue, Mother Nature uses rain. It also uses wind and ice. But we'll stick to the wet stuff for now. So think of it this way. Every time it rains, it's just Mother Nature licking the planet, like a lollipop. With all that rain flowing over the surface of the earth, the water slowly licks away pieces of sand, soil, and rock. Rivers and streams carry the tiny pieces downstream, eventually reaching the ocean. And that, my friends, is erosion. Sweet.
When I talk about air pollution, the pollutants that we think about most often are the particles in the air. So these are really small particles that are able to penetrate deep into the part of the lung where gases are exchanged with the blood. Indoors, there are some relevant pollutants as well. So things like formaldehyde, which is an irritant and which is contained in a lot of building materials and can off-gas indoors and result. probably the biggest indoor source of pollution is smoking, is environmental tobacco smoke. In homes where there isn't smoking, the biggest source, at least for particle, the small particle pollution, tends to be cooking.